Welcome to Fearless and Focused. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Casey.
And we're here to share bold stories, real talk,
and strategies to help you push past fear and level up.
Let's get fearless and focused.
Tell us about some of the stuff that you've experienced and how that's helped you heal.
Yeah, so I'd say the first layer to that is this intuition piece, with the experience and feeling like I knew he was coming back, like that woke me up to intuition. And because I was the only one that saw him, like I had all these feelings. I'm like, whoa, like I clearly was picking up on something that nobody else saw because they weren't there. And so I only understood intuition from a sense of like safety fear for several years. And then it wasn't until like owning now my insurance agency and hiring employees and me thinking like, I don't know, something's off here. But then my mentors saying, no, I think like this feels like a good fit. And then I started to see intuition play out, not just in safety, but in my everyday life. And that was simultaneously happening while I'm, working with Jeff. I'm working on my nervous system. And as you do regulate your nervous system and get more grounded and like that just allows you to connect deeper with your intuition. So that was kind of the start of it. And then I listened to this podcast and she talked about making 2021 her year of curiosity. And as soon as I heard her say that, every light in my body went on. I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Like I was a New Year's resolution kind of gal, but I love this idea of being able to follow what I was curious about. And it might have aligned because I was already so now interested in intuition and starting to see it play out in my life. And I really do think curiosity is the door opening to what your intuition is leading you to. But there were so many things that like I was curious about that I just didn't give myself permission to do, especially in this more like, and I hate even calling it a woo-woo world because that feels disrespectful, but like, I know that's what people do refer to it as, but like, so I made this agreement with myself because by that point, I saw intuition playing out in my life. I knew what happened when I didn't listen to it. I knew what kind of did when I did listen to it. And so I made a little commitment to myself, like I am making this year my year of curiosity. And in order to, hold myself accountable, like I'm going to do anything that I'm curious about, I can afford, and that doesn't negatively impact others. And so I just started following this gal and listening to what she was doing. And it was all things that I was so curious about too, because she was just having these breakthroughs and huge realizations. And the first one was human design, which I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing and so interesting. But again, I was like, I have some like Christian traditional religion thoughts in my background. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, am I going to hell for doing this? Like, am I awful? Like, am I a bad person? But I was like, no, Tenny, you committed to yourself. Like, if you're curious about it, you can afford it and it doesn't impact others negatively, you're doing it. And so that was really my first toe in the water as far as this woo-woo stuff. And like, from the first moment of the call, again, just like with Jeff, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And for 2 hours, this complete stranger reflected back to things to me that like, Jeff, obviously I learned so much about myself through him, but like this was a different layer of it. It was her telling me like, okay, Tennyson, like you need to like no shoulds. If it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no.
Thanks for tuning in to Fearless and Focused. Remember, success is not about being perfect. It's about showing up, staying bold, and taking action.
If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a little inspiration.
Keep chasing your dreams, staying fearless, and keeping your focus strong.
Until the next time, stay
fearless and focused.